I will be very honest. Hallie and I, debated talking about the assassination of Charlie Kirk and ultimately found that it was important. It is a massive story, and we are going to talk about it. First of all, our hearts go out to his family, his wife, and especially his two young kids, because no matter what you believe politically, I think losing a husband and a father is unimaginable, devastating, heartbreaking, and as moms, this hits us especially hard, as does every shooting. Every life lost hurts our hearts. We hurt for the families, we hurt for our own kids, we hurt for the parents, and it makes us think about our own families. We may not align with everything that he stood for, but his death, and I want to be very clear about this is how I feel, is not a moment to celebrate. It's a moment to reflect on how divided we've become and how much we need better conversations. I don't think this is about left or right. It's about building a culture for our children where we can disagree fiercely, but also still care about each other's humanity. I think freedom of speech and words, that is what makes America America. And if we can model that, then I pray that our kids will grow up in a less divided America because the answer to words is not violence, it's more words. Um, I'm curious how you're feeling about this. I think we ultimately decided to talk about it because it was weighing so heavy on both of our hearts. Like you cannot open an app without seeing something about Charlie Kirk or without seeing a clip, an opinion, a
Mhm.
discussion, a comment. I also want to really encourage people before you post all the viral clips, whether, they lean towards left or right beliefs, to watch the full clips for yourself because things can be so taken out of context. And that goes for both sides. Like, educate yourselves.
Yeah. I mean, so much of what I have to say is in alignment with what you've already
Mhm.
said. When you become a mom, everything hits harder.
Yeah.
You are impacted deeper than ever before. And this news just really shook me. And if I'm being fully honest, prior to his assassination, I had never even heard of him.
Oh, really?
If I'm honest, my politics are not his politics.
Right.
And a lot of the things that he stood for, I disagreed with.
Hmm.
Um, but like you said, at the end of the day, he was a husband, he's a father, he was a son, and a human being. And
Hmm.
now his entire family is left with this unimaginable loss. But what really breaks me the most as a mom is just thinking about the world that we're raising our babies in. And I want my kids to grow up in a world where we can debate passionately, where we can believe different things, but we can still recognize each other's humanity. And I want them to know that someone's life is never less valuable because of their opinions. And I want them to see compassion is not weakness, it's a strength. But as parents, we cannot control everything. I think that's the hardest thing about being a parent is you want to keep your kid in a bubble. And we can't do that, but what we can do is teach our kids empathy. We can model respect. We can show them that love doesn't require that we agree with one another. And I hope that I can raise my kids to know that dignity belongs to everyone. And it's my hope and my prayer that somehow, through this tragedy, we might be reminded that we have a real responsibility as parents and just people, citizens of this world, honestly,
Hmm.
just to shape this world so that our children are safer, kinder,
I know.
they're more connected.
And to
And
monitor what our kids are doing. Like what are they doing on the internet? Like how are they doing? Like to have check-ins regardless of their age. Like I think even if you're over the age of 18,
mm,
like it is so important for families and for friends to stay connected to one another and to like really understand like
yeah.
where their hearts
Hmm.
are. And I think even if you disagree, I think debate is so important because that's how we learn to critically think. And that's how, someone might be so wrong in their politics. Like you said, you fully like disagreed with Charlie, as did I, on so many things. But I would have loved to have debated with him because maybe he could have learned something from me or vice versa. Like, I think that's the whole point of debate is so like we can critically think and use our beautiful brains and our minds to come to our own ideologies. And I think that that's so important to do. And even if you don't get anywhere with that person or vice versa, there's still like a respect there for humanity to walk
Hmm.
away and be like, okay, you know what? We see the world differently, but you're still a person. And I really don't agree at all, but I am not going to take a gun out and murder you. Like, that is
Yeah.
not the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see a different world for my girls. This is not what I want for them. And I think it starts with how we are at home, how we speak, the
Yeah,
way we listen, the way we choose to love right now. And so I feel very motivated to just
I
do
know.
my absolute best. And I'm grateful my kids are so young now that I don't have to explain this
Oh,
to
and
them.
so many kids have seen the video. Like, that's also what's so shocking is like,
Yeah.
gosh, social media. I wish it would sometimes just shut down because kids who are 12 years old should not be, even me, I'm a 40-year-old woman. I should not have seen that video, and I've seen it, and it is forever engraved in my brain.
Yeah.
Like,
We
we are
weren't
not
meant to
meant to
carry
see it.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we weren't meant to carry that. That's a trauma. There's been a lot of therapists talking online about like if you happen to see that video,
Mm,
that is trauma. It's a
yeah.
trauma. We see it in movies, but we know that it's fake and we know that this was very real and it hits different. And we were not meant to carry that kind of trauma as human beings. Like we just were not meant to see that kind of violence. I'm grateful I did not see it. I sheltered myself from social media because I was fearful that it would pop up and
Oh,
that I wouldn't be able to unsee it. And my heart can't handle it.
I,
So,
it's awful. I mean, Jason, who doesn't get shaken up about a lot,
mhm.
was so shaken by this because he stumbled, the video showed up. And then same thing for me. Like I was scrolling was it TikTok? I don't know. And I just saw it and I was like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh. And then I was like, oh, like I mean, I don't want it to be too graphic. It is like it's such poison to our minds. And even like we'll watch, war movies and gruesome movies, and even that is too heavy for me. Like the other night I had to turn off a movie. I was like, this is too much for me right now. Like this is just, we are in control of what our brains see, and in that instance, like we weren't
yeah,
because it was
yeah,
shared so often. Like I'm just so upset about it.
yeah,
So anyways, we want to send love to any other moms listening whose hearts feel heavy about this. You aren't alone, and that's just kind of how we're feeling on it. I know, there's a lot of conversation and discourse and debate about it, and we just, we're thinking about his wife and his kids.
yeah.